Good day to all. This is Michelle Kraft, and you are listening to Uvisualeyes Radio. Welcome to my show where you will learn how you can manifest the life experience you prefer using the law of attraction. Good afternoon. This is Michelle from a sunny, beautiful day in Germany. Today's article is about finding or rediscovering your tremble. What is tremble? Tremble, you might ask? Tremble is that feeling that shakes your body because you are doing that thing that excites you in such a big way that you tremble. You cannot control this when it's occurring, or rather, you're not deciding to tremble. It's your body's response, the residual effect of having practiced your purpose. When you discover your spirit's joyful purpose, your body responds to having hit upon that which you are meant to do. And the excitement is so grand that you tremble. I experience this when I speak on law of attraction to an audience. And it doesn't matter if it's an audience of one or hundreds. Teaching and guiding and assisting others to find their tremble, as well as how to use the law of attraction, brings me such joy that my body can't help but to tremble in exquisite joy. The moment I see another's eyes light up in understanding and connecting to all they are, I feel that exquisite tremble. Today we're going to talk about how to discover your tremble. Whether you have discovered it, have never discovered it, or it's just been lying dormant. Really, it's only been lying dormant. We have all stumbled or touched upon our tremble. Really stumbled upon our tremble. We have all experienced that tremble, even if it was only for a fleeting moment, giving us a clue in the direction we should head. Most of the time, we just hadn't identified our tremble at the moment we felt the reaction. Often, you just touched a little of your tremble, and you did not realize that it was just a clue as to the direction you should head. And for those who realized it on a conscious level, you may have been too afraid to follow through. I had experienced my tremble many times. I knew basically what I was meant to do, but in the past was too frightened to follow through. I have been counseling many people, friends, family, and sometimes strangers for years, and knew that I had a born talent to do so. However, to entertain doing this on a professional level frightened me to no end. I believed that I needed maybe a degree in the field. I believed I needed someone else to give me authorization or permission, and I thought maybe I wasn't smart enough. I wondered who would listen to me. Who was I to be directing others? Well, I'm here to say today, you do not need anyone else to tell you what you were capable of, have talent for, or intelligent enough to do. When you discover your tremble, all else will fall into place because it is what you were meant to do. And when you're doing what you were meant to do, you can't help but to succeed. Some time back, I remember going in circles trying to control my thoughts, trying to figure out what it is I should be doing. I wasn't experiencing any great joy in any of my endeavors and was beginning to believe that there was something wrong with me. I knew I had many talents. I was an artist. I was a writer. I was an art teacher. I was an interior designer, and I was a great mother. I had enjoyed all of them. I had many different kinds of jobs in my life: teacher, telemarketing manager, waitress, assistant youth education director, switchboard operator, maid, stage manager, artist for ads, a clown in my own birthday party business, a muralist, interior designer, rental equipment dishwasher, secretary, house construction foreman, believe it or not, medical assistant, dental assistant, and McDonald's server, public school substitute teacher, Ike's, retail saleswoman, nanny, customer service representative, and a private art school assistant director. I think that's the complete list. Could be another couple in there. I had done many jobs in my life. Most were dealing with, speaking to, or teaching people. In school, I struggled with math in grade school because my family moved around so much. I had not learned to read very well or tell time, so at age 9, I taught myself how to read. In private places, like at night under a blanket with a flashlight, I practiced and practiced until I could read well. Then I started writing without another's instructions, poems, stories, and songs. When I was about 24, I started college with a degree major of psychology. That major changed over and over many times. I dropped out of college only after a few semesters and then returned a few years later and earned a medical assistant certificate, which was at the influence of another. I didn't really want to be a medical assistant. However, the training came in handy when I saved my son's life when he was 3. So as I struggled with trying to decide what to do with my life, having the sudden opportunity of time to rediscover myself, I began many endeavors. I would begin with some excitement, but that excitement soon fizzled into a depressive pile of dust in the corner. I drove my husband insane. One day he would come home and I would be happy and hot on the trail of some project. And the next day he would discover me in a self-deprecating clump of depression on the sofa. I was driving myself insane. As I looked at everything I had done, all the jobs and the education, nothing seemed to go together. Nothing seemed to go with anything else. It seemed I hadn't arranged my education and my employment in a defined focus towards some eventual outcome of a career. I was getting depressed, feeling that I had wasted my time and wondered what I would do now. Nothing I had done before appealed to me any longer. Nothing I tried held my attention or enthusiasm for very long, but I kept trying. I kept trying harder and harder. I stuck with some things I didn't really have enthusiasm for. I just sucked it up and kept going, only to crash and burn once again, and believing that there was something terribly wrong with me. I had studied the law of attraction and manifesting long enough to know that I needed to change my thoughts to change my experience. So I worked hard on changing my thoughts. Boy, I worked hard. Trouble is, law of attraction doesn't work when you force, try, and take action constantly. I realized that I was so determined and so resistant that nothing was changing, and frankly, I was exhausted from trying so hard. Remembering that that law of attraction says that whatever you think attracts more of that which you think about. I had been scolding myself for not being able to become all that I wanted, and for not being able to find my Tremble. Then one day, I decided that I was going to give myself a break. Stop trying to figure out what I should do with my life. Stop trying to change every thought, and stop tearing myself apart in the process. I decided to just exist for a while. I didn't decide how long, just that I would stop trying. I just trusted that law of attraction. I knew that you ask for what you want. In this case, I asked to know what I want. Trust that it will come, and go about your business of life with excited expectation. I had done the asking for way too long, and now I went about my life. I cooked and baked, cleaned, painted, read, walked, journaled, and played. I just didn't think about what I wanted. I was so relaxed, and it was nice. There was a kind of a mild undertone of, I don't really care right now, and that was okay.